Okay, well, this is an exciting moment for me. Something has arrived in the post today, and I think I know what this might be. Let's open it up and have a look. And there it is. My silver play button award from YouTube. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of you who subscribed to this channel. Thank you for helping me get to this milestone. In fact, we're already quite a way beyond the 100,000 milestone at this point, but thank you so much for subscribing. It's just amazing. Okay, I had a couple of requests to review what's in the American section in my local supermarket, so here we go. We've got Skippy, Hershey syrup, Lucky Charms in a pot, Lucky Charms in a box, chocolate Lucky Charms, marshmallow Mateys and Reese's Puffs. Next shelf, baking soda. We already got that anyway, but pumpkin in a can, A1 steak sauce, hot dogs in a jar. Yes. Giant marshmallows and beef jerky. Next shelf down, we've got, well, a selection of candy. Shelf below that, chocolate bars. And then more candy down here and chocolate bars, Hershey chocolate, Red Vines, Twinkies. A shelf of pretzels and some iced tea, Snapple Pretty in pink lemonade. And then, well, some energy drinks, some sports drinks and cream soda and root beer on the bottom shelf, and that's it. And people also told me that beef hot dogs are the only authentic hot dogs, and again, I cannot get beef hot dogs. I can get chicken, turkey, pork, but no beef. So I was looking for corn tortillas, and you just can't get them. These are all wheat-based tortillas. So there's plenty of choices, but only one ingredient. So the other part of the supermarket where we've got all the Mexican or Mexican style ingredients does have some additional tortillas. And look, corn tortilla wraps. And this is what I bought to make that video about the huitlacoche. And I thought, yeah, great, corn tortilla wraps. They're a bit more yellow than the regular ones. They must be corn based, yeah, right? Well, no. So when we look at the ingredients, they're mostly wheat flour, and we've got 14% corn flour in there. Disappointing. I was also looking for Mexican cheese, and in particular maybe Oaxaca or something like that to make my quesadilla. Now you would think with all of the different cheeses available to me here, there's a great range there and some more over here, you might think that with all the different international cheeses we've got here, I might be able to find it. But no. And in fact, the only cheese we've got that claims to be Mexican is that. So I'm sorry, Mexico, we didn't even try. Okay, this is two-part silicone mould making material. Now I bought this for a project where I'm going to be trying to cast pewter. But I have an idea. I want to test the properties of this before I start that project. So I thought, what better than to try to make a silicone hot dog. So I've got these hot dogs. These are Polish Morlini brand hot dogs. They're unusual in that they are individually wrapped with a plastic wrap. Now, I haven't tested these on the Wobble Dog. I have eaten a few of them. I found that I could taste the plastic, I think. So not my favourite kind of hot dog, I guess. Anyway, with a little bit of careful persuasion, the plastic wrapping can be taken off whole, like so. So I've already taken a few of them off and I've washed them out, and this one I've dried on the inside as well. And so let's mix up some silicone and make ourselves a silicone hot dog. So the first thing I'm going to do here is twist that end back together and then clip it shut. So that's one end of my mould. And then I have a funnel for the other end. Seems like it should be fairly simple. Let's see what happens. Obviously this is not going to be a very authentic hot dog colour. I could have probably added some pigment or something to this to make it more authentically hot dog, but maybe it's best if I don't. So here we go. I might need to help that go down the funnel a little bit. Looking pretty good. Now I have got an idea for how we will make this take all of those wrinkles out of there. So I think that's probably as full as that needs to be. So let's lose the funnel. We're going to have to twist that off, and I'm getting my hands in a bit of a mess here, but that's okay. And then twist that tight-ish before we clip it shut. Pretty good, I think. Time will tell. So now we've just got to wait for that to set. Going to go and do a clean up. Well, since we've got some material left over here, some silicone left over, I'm going to make a version of a practical joke that I once saw, which is this. So, pour it all into the cup like so. Just an ordinary paper party cup. Get it all in there. And then non-stick baking tray. We'll just pour out a big blob like that, and then we'll just set the cup in it like so, and then leave that to set. So a little tip when you're working with silicone or indeed epoxy or any other setting material, just set your mixing cup aside. Don't throw it away until the project's finished, because if you need to test whether that silicone is set, the best way to do it is to poke this silicone, and then you don't make a mess of your project while you're testing it. So you can monitor the set state by looking in the pot without disturbing your workpiece. So a couple of hours have passed and our silicone has cured, and that's the advantage of saving the pot, is you can test that the thing you've made has cured without disturbing the object you've made. So fortunately this peels off most things. One thing silicone won't peel off of is itself. So if you're making a two-part mould, you need to sometimes use a mould separator, but it peels off most smooth plastics quite easily without any mould separation compounds. Still a little bit on the tacky side, but that silicone is sometimes like that anyway. So let's have a look at this thing. Brilliant. So we can just plonk that down and it looks like a spilled drink. How cool is that? By But that was not our primary objective. This was. This is the silicone fake hot dog. So let's see if we can get the plastic off of this and see how wobbly this one is. But yes, there it is. So well, there it is, folks. You saw it there first, a fake hot dog made out of silicone. And I think that is going to have superb wobbling qualities in the wobble dog. But there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Good. So this will be our reference sample, 1 unit of wobbliness. So we're just going to do a tiny bit of foraging in here. This is where I picked the oats to make my foraged porridge a short while ago. And we've got foxtail millet there, which we could forage. But this is what I'm here for today. So this is broadleaf plantain, and it's in seed at the moment. And if we just have a look at the seeds, I can just rub them between my hands like that, blow away the chaff, and we've got tiny, tiny little seeds there, which I understand are edible. So we're going to collect a bunch of this today and see if we can make something with it. Right, so these are the seeds, well, in fact mostly husk, that we've picked from the plantains. What we need to do now is separate these seeds from the husks. So I'm just going to pick out the big bits and chuck them away, and then we're just going to winnow with them. We could use natural wind to do this, but blowing on the top of the bowl seems to work quite well. I'm not doing this in my garden, I'm doing this actually out on the green at the front on a bare piece of ground. So any seeds that I spill here will grow into plantains here, and it's probably better than bare soil. Okay, that's pretty clean seed now, and I'm just going to pick a few last little bits of husk out and we'll leave it there. Let's see what happens if we try to grind some of those up. I'm just going to put a small amount in there to start with. See what that looks like when we tip it out. Well, that's interesting. Those have not ground up at all. So I think that's probably the end of this experiment, to be honest. It looks like they're pretty much rock hard. I'm just going to try chewing up a few of these seeds between my teeth. Yeah, they are slightly starchy, but they're like little rocks. I don't think we're going to get them ground to flour at all. We're not actually grinding them up. So that's not going to be a viable experiment. So I'm just going to stick all these seeds outside on the front green, and next year we're going to have 1 million plantain plants growing there. Well, you can see that it has done something trying to grind them, but it hasn't actually split the seeds open. So this year's been an interesting year. It's been quite a dry summer, but it's been really, really good for certain things. Blackberries have been great this year, and in the garden, Jenny has grown some fantastic tomatoes. I mean, just look at these. And I wish you could taste these with me. I'm going to open one of these up. And I wish you could taste this, because these are amongst the most tasty tomatoes I've ever eaten. Yeah. And just look how juicy those are, and how tender they are inside. Contrast these to the rather terrible orange crunchy balls of water that we can buy in the supermarket all year round. There's just almost no comparison. I'm going to taste one piece just exactly as it is, with no seasoning, with nothing, just straight as it comes. Just incredible. Such a rich flavour, such a punch of tomato aroma. So they hardly need anything. Just going to put on a tiny little sprinkle of salt. You'll have seen these tomatoes appear in a couple of videos. We have had quite a glut of them. So you'll have seen them in my blackberry ketchup video and in the making a mountain out of a molehill video. Anyway, let's just try one of those now with a tiny bit of salt and pepper on it. Wow. Just amazing. And yeah, because these are homegrown and we haven't used pesticides, there are one or two little bits we have to avoid eating, but actually it just is really worth it. So quite a few more of these to come in the garden before the first frosts arrive and we have to take them in. But I'm just looking forward to enjoying more of our tomato harvest. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.